Have you ever wondered why lions don't mate with tigers in the wild, or why plants like roses and tulips don't cross-pollinate? It's all due to a fascinating concept in biology known as reproductive isolation. In this video, we'll explore what reproductive isolation is and how it helps maintain species boundaries in nature. Reproductive isolation refers to the mechanism that prevents two different species from producing fertile offspring. These barriers ensure that species stay separate, allowing them to evolve on their own. But how exactly does this happen? Reproductive isolation can occur in a number of ways. Let's take a look at some of the main mechanisms. First, we have temporal isolation, where two species breed at different times of the year. For example, if one species mates in the spring and the other in the fall, they're unlikely to meet and reproduce. Next, we have behavioral isolation. Many species have specific courtship behaviors like dances, calls, or displays that are unique to them. Even if two species are closely related, these behaviors can be so different that they don't attract one another, preventing mating. Cut to text on screen. Behavioral isolation, cut to an animation of two flowers with different shapes being pollinated by different insects. Plants have their own version of this. Some plants attract specific pollinators like bees or birds because of their shape, color, or scent. If two closely related plant species rely on different pollinators, they won't cross-pollinate, which is known as pollinator isolation. Cut to text on screen. Pollinator isolation adaptation to different pollinating agents. Cut to an animation of two different species of insects attempting to mate but unable to align properly. In some species, the mechanics just don't work. This is called mechanical isolation, where the reproductive organs of two species are not compatible. Since they can't physically mate, fertilization doesn't occur. Cut to text on screen. Mechanical isolation, prevention of fertilization. Cut to animation of a horse and a donkey producing a mule. Lastly, sometimes two species can successfully mate, but their offspring are sterile and unable to reproduce. This is called hybrid sterility. A classic example is a mule, which is a cross between a horse and a donkey. Mules are strong and useful, but they cannot have offspring of their own, preventing the formation of a new species. Cut to text on screen. Hybrid sterility, infertile offspring. Cut to summary animation showing all the types of isolation side by side. Reproductive isolation is nature's way of maintaining species boundaries. It ensures that each species evolves separately, adapting to their environments and forming their own unique traits. These mechanisms are key to understanding the diversity of life on Earth. Cut to narrator on screen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about reproductive isolation, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated with more educational content. See you next time. Outro music fades in end.